You're 17, out in the driveway, hooking a tow strap to your buddy's pickup to pull his car out of a snowbank, saving him the $109 a tow would cost. 2 decades later, you sign the papers selling your 30-truck towing company for $4.1 million. Between those two moments sits an $11.8 billion industry and one of the deadliest civilian jobs in America. One tow truck driver is killed every 6 days. Almost nobody watches the climb, from the strap in the driveway to the rotator on the cliff. This is every level of towing in America, and what it actually costs to climb. If you like breakdowns of how careers actually progress, like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Level 1. The driveway favor. You're a teenager with a pickup and a winch, and you've become the person friends call when a car ends up in a ditch. There's no paycheck here. The favor just cancels the $109 a real tow would cost. You learn the gear before the trade: a tow strap, a recovery strap, a come-along, a D-ring shackle, a snatch block. You bolt a worn winch to the front of the truck. The first job is your buddy's car, nose down in a snowbank off an icy road. You hook the strap to the bumper because you don't know better yet. The bumper tears clean off, and the car doesn't move an inch, so the next time, you read the angle and find a rated anchor. You shackle the strap to the frame, clear everyone from the snap zone, and ease into the line until the car comes free. You stand in the wrong place once. The strap snaps back through the air, and you learn what the snap zone is the hard way. After that, nobody stands near the line while you pull. You stop yanking. The same forces that tear a bumper off a sedan will one day lift a tipped semi. The strap just gets bigger, and the math gets meaner. Then it's quiet again. You coil the strap, shake a hand, and drive home. The first time a stranger hands you $20 to pull their car out, the favor becomes a transaction. The calls keep coming, and the next ones pay by the hour. That's level 2. Level 2. The first seat. You take the first paid job, and the truck is a rollback, a flatbed that tilts and slides back to load a car flat. The pay starts at AAA, at $15.50 an hour, plus up to $500 a month if you hit the numbers. The customer pays $109 for the tow. You make $15.50 an hour. The gear is simple, and it's all yours to learn: a wheel lift, a J-hook, soft straps, ratchet straps, a light bar, a two-way radio. The call comes over the radio at 3 in the morning, and you drive to a dead sedan on the shoulder. You set out cones, winch the car onto the deck, and ratchet down all 4 wheels. The first time, you strap 3 and skip the 4th. The car shifts a 1/4 inch on the highway, so you pull over and redo it right. After that, you check all 4 every time. You photograph the car before you move it, because the report is what saves you when someone claims a scratch. The hard part isn't the loading, it's the people. You tow a car out of a no parking lot, and the owner runs out screaming as it goes up on the deck. You keep your voice flat. They sign the release anyway. The turnover here is brutal. Most operators last 1 to 2 years and walk away. You stop flinching at the angry ones. Then comes the night that decides whether you stay. A light-duty operator named Stefano Sloan, clearing a wreck near Versailles, Kentucky, stopped on a bridge and pulled a man back from the edge. He said it plainly: "Not today, not in this county, and not on my watch." You start to understand that the truck drops you into strangers' worst moments, and staying calm in the middle of them is the actual job. Level 3 is the rotation phone, and it rings for the police. Level 3. The rotation. You earn a spot on the police rotation list, which means you're the one called when there's a wreck and a closed lane. The median pay for this seat is $57,440 a year before the on-call nights. The dispatch comes from the police now, not a customer, and you check in with the officer on scene before you touch anything. You set out cones and an arrow board, then read the casualty, where the car sits, how it's loaded, what it's leaning on. You run an integrated wrecker with snatch blocks, chains, and recovery straps coiled on the bed. You rig the snatch block to double the pull, run the winch line, and bring the car up the embankment slow. The first scene, you set the arrow board too close to the lane. A pickup clips a cone at speed, so you move the board back 40 feet and never crowd the lane again. This is the level where the job stops being about cars. It's about the few feet of shoulder you stand on while traffic goes by at 70, with nothing between you and it but a row of cones. A driver blows past your scene with his eyes on his phone. His mirror misses your shoulder by inches. You feel the wind of the car on your jacket. That's the moment the number gets personal. Federal researchers measured 42.9 tow worker deaths per 100,000 against 2.9 for every other industry, nearly 15 times the rate. After that night, you never set up downstream of moving traffic again. The path to this seat runs through certification. Wreckmaster has trained more than 40,000 operators since 1991. A second-generation operator named Shane Coleman, 25 years in and now a lead trainer, puts the hours plainly. A work week can be anywhere from 40 to 80 to 100 hours. You stop counting the hours. Then the test that earns the rotation's respect arrives. A semi has jackknifed across 2 lanes, the trooper waves you in, and the backup behind him runs 2 miles. You set traffic control, rig the pull, winch the rig straight, and sweep the glass. The trooper nods, the lane reopens in under an hour, and you drive off before the backup clears. You earned the next call. That call is heavier. Level 4 is where the iron gets big. Level 4. The heavy iron. You move up to heavy duty, and the truck changes shape. An integrated heavy wrecker with an underlift, a drag winch, and outriggers that fold out like legs. The average heavy operator makes $46,000 a year, with experienced postings running $80,000 to $120,000. To sit here, you earn a Class A and Class B commercial driver's license, because the rig and what it tows now cross the federal weight line. The call is a tipped semi on its side in a median. You size up the weight and the angle, then drop the outriggers and lock the truck to the ground. The first upright, you rig the winch off-center. The trailer swings as it lifts, so you set it down, move the rigging, and bring it up clean on the second pull. You forget to chock the wheels once. The unit rolls an inch, you slam the chocks in, and the lift holds. You reconnect the air lines so the brakes work, then tow it to the yard. The average heavy recovery bills $11,600. The operator who rigged it makes $46,000 a year. You start to see the gap between what the work costs and what you take home. A windstorm flips a 48-foot trailer, and you reset it upright in under 10 minutes for $850. You stop guessing the weight, you feel it through the boom. A man named Andy Chesney runs Euless B&B Wrecker Service in Texas, and he's in the Towing and Recovery Hall of Fame. He says it simply, "I have owned 2 Century 75-ton rotators and love them. The big iron is the draw." But every operator tells you the same thing. Heavy duty pays the bills, and the giant recoveries get the glory. The giant recoveries are Level 5. Level 5. The rotator. You become the specialist they call when no one else can do the job. The truck is a rotator, a boom that spins a full circle to lift a bus off its roof. The machine alone costs $500,000 to over $1 million. Run on wireless controls, you work from 40 feet away. The invoices stop looking like wages. A simple tow-away runs $250. A hazmat crash recovery runs $110,000. The night call is a tractor-trailer 700 feet down an embankment. You survey the terrain and the load, set the outriggers, and stabilize the rotator before the boom ever moves. You rig the boom, the turret winches, and a bank of snatch blocks, then lift the rig in slow stages. You set the boom angle wrong on the first lift. The load drifts, so you call it down, re-rig, and bring it up before anything tips. A loaded bus needs more than one truck, so you call in a second rotator, and the 2 booms split the weight and raise it together. You clear the cargo, sweep the scene, and then you write the invoice. The invoice reads $18,000. 8 hours, 3 trucks, 4 men. The man who pulled it home makes about $20 an hour. You stop taking the small calls. They go to the younger crew. The name at the top of this world is Jamie Davis, who runs Rotators out of Hope, British Columbia. He stars in a recovery show that airs in more than 170 countries. You're the last call now. The next move isn't a bigger truck. Level 6 is the office. Level 6. The owner. You stop running the truck and start running the company. The job is now contracts, dispatch software, payroll, and a yard full of impounded cars. The margins are thin, 15 to 25%, so every truck you buy has to earn its diesel. You win a police rotation contract, staff it, and run the phones 24 hours a day. You underbid the first municipal contract, and the margin nearly sinks you. So you renegotiate the rate at renewal and hold the line. The money was never in the wage. It was in the spread between what the customer pays and what the driver earns, and you finally own that spread. The regulators are circling the whole trade. The American Transportation Research Institute analyzed 490 crash tow invoices and found 29.8% showed predatory billing. You bill clean, because clean is what keeps you on the rotation list. You stop driving entirely. Then the consolidator calls. A company like Guardian Fleet Services, more than 30 locations and over 450 employees, buys up family towing names and folds them in. Its president, Scotty Crockett, took one such Texas company into the fold in late 2023. You run your own numbers, and the offer holds at $4.1 million. You built a 30-truck company, and you just sold it. Now there's one thing left to do with the view from the top. Here's what nobody tells you at the bottom of the ladder. The peak isn't the rotator on the cliff. It's the office above the yard. The operator running the million-dollar boom still earns a wage. The owner who never touches a winch line captures the $4.1 million sale. The $109 you once saved a friend was the smallest, friendliest number in the whole business. The same chain ends at $110,000 for a single hazmat wreck. The customer's worst day is the industry's best invoice. You spent 2 decades learning that recovery is angle and patience, not muscle. The lesson scaled all the way up, from a strap in a driveway to a boom over a ravine. The danger scaled too. Slow down, move over laws reached all 50 states by 2012. Yet 5, Maine, Michigan, North Dakota, Ohio, and South Dakota, still don't extend the law to tow trucks. An AAA Foundation study of 12,365 drivers found most never slow down for a stopped truck. You lost a knee on a shoulder somewhere that never came back. You'd do it again without thinking. The kid you just hired is 17, with a strap and a pickup, pulling a stranger's car for the same $109 fee. He thinks the rotator is the top. He doesn't know yet that the top is the room with the door. The first tow strap you ever pulled with hangs framed on the wall behind that door. You hang the keys to the lot on the hook beside it, and they're yours, free and clear.